YouTube, Pistons fans all across the land in the great state of Michigan and outside of it.
Detroit.
Right. So, Deuce.
Yes, sir.
We got some breaking news, brother. Would you mind sharing that with us?
So, in case y'all haven't heard, and by this point, I'm sure everybody has by now, Ausar Thompson is back. He is finally returning. He has finally been cleared by the NBA's fitness panel to come back and play some basketball, man. Shams was the one to break it this morning. And when I read the news, bro, other than opening night, this has been the most excited I've been as a Pistons fan of this new regime.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I man, I just want to see him and Ron Holland on the court together, man.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to talk about that. But
man,
yes.
I can't wait, bro. Just the fact that he's healthy, first and foremost, that's a blessing. The blood clot situation, we talked about it before. What happened with Chris Bosh, forcing him to retire. Ausar's a lot younger, man, but it's still a dangerous situation that you don't want to see nobody go through.
Right.
I know it's tough for him to sit on the sidelines and watch his guys out there go to war, and he can't help and contribute. But now all of those things have passed. He is finally back. I'm super excited. I cannot wait to see him hit the court.
Yep. Want to say what's up to everybody that's here. We see everybody's showing up and showing out per usual. What's going on, man? Appreciate y'all showing up, man. It's going to be a fun show. Because this is a very good day. What's going on? Salute to everybody here, man. We want to really say we appreciate y'all as always, man. We want to know how you guys feel too about Ausar Thompson. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling. What are your thoughts as far as optimism, as far as his timetable, all these different things? Just throw it in there and we'll get to it. But yeah, bro, I'm really, really excited, man, to have this news. We know they didn't rush the process, so we shouldn't be worried about anything as far as his health, right? So he should be good to go. He said he's ready to go. As far as why he was out so long, he actually said he didn't know. He said it was just out of his hands, and he kind of just said he was just glad to be back and just kind of moved on from it. But yeah, I've heard that his brother, Amin, too, has said that he's been really impressed with what he's seen from him this offseason and just even while he's been out, right? He's talked about how his handle's gotten better. His conditioning is even better than it was before. His work ethic is even better. Like he's more hungry. So it's good to hear all these things, man. Like you said, it had to be tough for him last night, especially late in that game, just watching that game against the Rockets and not being able to really do anything. Had to be tough for him because on the infamous play we talk about, it was Amin and Jaylen Green going against Cade. I'm sure he would have loved to have been there for Cade, getting back on defense for something like that. You know what I mean? So those kind of little things, I'm sure, play back and forth in his mind. I'm glad he's ready to rev it up and get playing.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Elton, for the comment, man, plus the $20. Hey, listen, man. Me and Deuce, we already talked about it today. And, it was one of the first things that I was talking to Deuce about.
Yeah.
And I said the same exact thing. Based off of play, based off of, what we've seen from our rook, I think Fontecchio is the odd man out.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is, man. He's just had, he's not been able to knock down shots consistently at all.
Yeah.
And besides shooting, it's just nothing there. It's nothing there. Putting the ball on the floor is another thing that we talked about with Fontecchio, bro.
So, I like Fontecchio, right? I like when he's utilized properly. When he's utilized properly, I think he's a good player. He reminds me of, not quite as good, but a Michael Porter Jr. type of player, right? Michael Porter Jr. When he's catching that ball and going straight up with it, that's when his shot is butter. He has a little bit more handle than Fontecchio. He can put it on the floor and get another shot up, like Klay Thompson or something like that. And he's got a little handle, but I don't like Fontecchio taking any shots when he has to put the ball on the floor. When it seems like every time he has to reposition himself or get another dribble or try to drive to the hoop, that's when I feel the least comfortable. When he's just catching it and going straight up, I'm confident it's going in, right? And I just, I wish we could see more of that because that's where he looks more comfortable because he's kind of looked like he's been trying to find his way again, like not trying to step on anybody's toes. He's been playing really good defense, though. I have to say that. Defensively, he is locked in. He's not getting caught on back doors. He's not locked out. He's locked in defensively, so I do like that. But I just feel like there are other guys who could give us a little bit more versatility on the offensive end and still give us the defense. So we'll get to that. But yeah, what are your thoughts as far as, do you see him falling all the way out of the rotation? Do you see him just having limited minutes, and where do you see those minutes going, bro?
Based on the rotation that we got right now, somebody got to go.
Yeah,
somebody got to go. It's a log jam at that position, and unfortunately, someone has to go to the bench. And for me, if I'm a coach, it's very hard for me to say, Ron Holland, we gonna have to sit you down, and let Fontecchio get this time when you've been playing better than Fontecchio and you're out there on the court, and that will crush him as a rookie. You don't want to do that to a rookie player, especially someone that you drafted at his position.
Yep.
It's just not a good idea, So unfortunately, Fontecchio is the guy that I see that's he's gonna have to sit down, man. It's nothing personal, but right now guys are playing ahead of you, and we want to see Ausar out there on the court. He's a big part of our team. I'm probably sure for that time that he's been out, he's been fine honing everything that you can think of. Working with working with the guru on his jump shot, man. I mean, you just have nothing but time on your hands when you can't play contact sports.
Right.
You're just in the gym. You're just shooting. You're doing everything that you can to get better and better. And I'm probably sure we're going to see a much improved Ausar when he gets out there, because everything that he does is natural already. But the basketball skills, I think that's what we're getting ready to witness with Ausar Thompson. And like I said, I can't wait for it.
Yeah, bro. Like I think some fans kind of forgot about how good Ausar can be because he's been out, and because last season was the most forgettable season of all time. A lot got lost last season. You and Neil, we all talk about it. Like last season was last season. It's gone. That's how we talk about it. So it's easy to overlook some of the things that he did last year. He really was very, very effective last year on the basketball court on both ends. And I just think him and Ron on the court together, maybe not starting, but in stints, I think that can be very unpredictable offensively. Because especially with Ron being at least showing me more as far as his handle, he has a lot more of that handle than I thought. He's not a point of attack offensive player, but he has the ability. And Ausar kind of the same thing. He has the ability. So you could be really unpredictable offensively as far as with who is doing what in the court and where the offense may be coming from. And then defensively, good luck. Good luck. Both of those guys are long, athletic, quick, fast, long arms, tough defense. Like they're all, JB just said today, Ausar has the ability to take the best offensive player out of the game. So that'd be a nightmare.
Lead your team in blocks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, we've been definitely needing that a lot. Stopping the other team out always is the most important thing out there. Bring that comment back up from Elton. This situation right here, Duren isn't going nowhere. Whether we upset with him,
I don't think so either,
or not. But I love Stu, but we can't just roll with Stu. You know what I'm saying? We would have to, like I say, you trade and bring in another big. We still, to me, don't have enough bigs. We got Clintman. Clintman is not, he's a power forward, man. He's not a big that's going to be in the paint banging. When it comes to bangers, I just feel like, we got Paul Reed, but he's also undersized.
Right.
Certain matchups is just not going to be
6'8", 6'9".
Yeah. Like you gotta keep Duren, not number one because of his age, but also because of his strength and the skill set that he has. It's just going to be up to Bickerstaff to put the fire up under his ass, get the best out of him.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the challenge. Like, listen, when you out there on the court, I need 800% when you out there on the court, man. And that's something that can be coached. The problem with him is something that can be coached. It's not something that you can't fix. So I would love to see the Pistons take the initiative and push him a little bit harder. We're not saying he's the most horrible player in the world.
Right.
We just saying we just know we can get more out of him.
Right.
And that's up to the Pistons to do that.
And it looked like the last few games before he got hurt that he was kind of embracing that defensive anchor role. He looked a lot better defensively those last couple of games, for those who remember. And offensively, he seemed to have figured out the pick and roll. So, like, he was getting back to the JD of last year before he got hurt. You know what I mean? It seemed like he was just committed to the process and committed to that end of the floor. Because I always say it, he can average a double-double without having one play drawn up for him. Yeah. Just earning his offense off his defense. You know what I mean? That's how I envision him, at least now, you know, being able to be effective on both ends of the court.
And that statement that you just said is the biggest problem. You know, without him even giving effort, he can get you a double-double. When you give the effort, you know what I'm saying, when you out there giving 120%, the sky's the limit, Duren. Mm-hmm. That's why I had him as one of my most improved players this year, but he just hasn't took the opportunity. You know, the lazy fouls and stuff like that got to stop.
Yeah.
It's time for the mental mistakes to stop.
Yeah.
You know, you've been in the league long enough. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see a little bit better effort defensively from him. First, let's work on that first. On the offense, you know, Cade, Ausar, those guys will find you for alley-oops and everything else. They'll feed you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
On that defensive side of the basketball, and also running the floor with maximum effort will get you a lot of free baskets.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they not pounding that in his ear on the bench is killing me right now. Run with maximum effort, and that will get you buckets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's when we was talking about, you know, the last episode with comparison with him and Drummond. One thing Drummond did was run. He got down that court, you know what I'm saying? And it got him out alley-oop opportunities. That's how Brandon Jennings was able to get the ball off the backboard.
Right. Right.
That's where I want to see Duren get down that court, man. Like, work on that conditioning. You know, work on that conditioning.
And that's going to serve him well, especially with who we're talking about tonight. A guy that is able to create easy offense off of defense. When Ausar Thompson comes back, he's going to create a lot of fast break opportunities for guys like Cade Ivey, for guys like Jaylen Duren, for guys like himself, for guys like Ron Holland, for guys like Tobias. So you have to commit to that process because you have a guy who's going to be helping to set you up for easy buckets in the fast break. And you got to be ready for it. So you're 100% right, bro. I think that's what it comes down to is just the consistency, the habits, the reacting instead of having to remember to do it. You know what I mean? Those kind of things. I need you to have a knee-jerk reaction to as soon as the ball goes out, you're boxing out or you're positioning. You know what I mean? Like immediately, like no mental lapses where your mind is elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like those kind of things. Because it seems like sometimes when he's engaged, bro. And he's a monster. He's one of the best players on the floor. You know what I mean? But so it's just like, and then there are times where he just seems like he's distracted or not locked in.
Right.
And it's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? So that's really the thing for me. But once again, he's young. He's young, bro. But he's oozing talent. He's just got so much ability, bro. I saw it in his rookie season in summer league. Just his vision out of the post. Like, where'd that come from? I didn't see that. You know what I mean? So he definitely has the skill set, bro. Absolutely. I'm just giving him time to put it together.
That's the thing. Y'all know I'm not a fan of getting rid of you guys when they're young and just getting their foot in the door. I want to see them to get developed here in Detroit.
Right.
And, you know, with Duren, it's, you know, I think another part of it is his body. He needs to learn how to use his body, his strength. I don't think he knows how to do that yet consistently to where he can make it really tough on a defender just by using his body and his strength. So those are things some veterans are going to have to get with him. Some assistants are going to have to get with him and work on those things. Quit the jump shot bullshit. Work on those post moves.
He's got the footwork.
Work on those post moves, man. Work on things around the basket to help him out.
Like, somebody bring Sheed back, please.
Please. We need a solid big as an assistant over there that can really teach him some technique down there.
Yeah. I think that would do wonders for him. I keep saying this. We got to talk about it, right? And we'll get back to it. Sorry. But I want to say something, bro. And I said this the other day. So, yes, Jaylen Green got the dunk, right? Let's just call it. He got the dunk, right? However you want to call it, Cade was out of position, right? Whatever. He got the dunk, fine. It seems like that's just what he wants to do. It seemed like if the Rockets would have lost, he would have been on social media posting that dunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem like the priorities, and I could be wrong. I'm just telling you, it always seems like he's trying to set himself up to get him. Like, here, this is the play I can go. Like, bro, what's the scoreboard? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's your mind? That's the kind of thing I get from him. That's just my take. Go ahead.
Ever since the night of the draft, Jaylen Duren has been the angry stepchild.
Yeah.
Ever since that night.
Yeah.
It's just been that jealousy there. You can just smell it, man.
Yeah.
It started in Summer League.
Yeah.
You know, Jaylen Duren.
Oh, yeah.
You know, is the only reason why I respect Jaylen Duren so much. He legit wanted to be a Detroit Piston, man. He wanted to come here.
Okay.
He wanted to get drafted here. He just knew it was going to be him. He said that Troy Weaver told him it was going to be him.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm just going to throw something else at you. Let me know what you think. Do you think he wanted to go do you think he wanted to come to Detroit? Or do you think he wanted to more so go number 1 overall? Because there was a time period when there's usually a month between the lottery and then the actual draft to where, you know who's going where, pretty much. You know who's picking where. So was he saying all that stuff during that 30-day period? Because if he was, then that tells me it was less about wanting to come here and more about wanting the bragging rights to go number 1, which is fine, but that doesn't endear me to you.
I mean, it is what it is. Listen, man, the man said he wanted to come to Detroit. That's what I went with. You know, what his true intentions is. I mean, the reason why I can't use that, and the reason why to me it's not a good example, because there's nothing in my right mind telling me that Cade Cunningham wanted to come to Detroit. Cade Cunningham wanted to be number 1 overall.
He did. No, he did. But the thing was, he wasn't just saying, I want to just come to Detroit. Like, he was honest about that.
Yeah.
As anybody would be. Look, nobody should expect anybody who's not from here to want to come here.
True.
Let's just keep it a buck, right? And that's just, it's more so about the perception of our city.
But
you see what I'm saying? Like,
you get plenty of players that then got drafted high when we had some high picks, and they was like, man, I want to go there. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
He could easily be like, man, I ain't trying to go to that dump. He could have been that guy. He could have been, what was that guy, Winslow? Remember Winslow did that?
Yeah,
like,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why waste the energy and say I wanted to go there because Troy Weaver said I was going to be one of the options. And, I mean, why go out the way to say that? It don't help you none.
It make you look good. Yeah, that makes your image look great. Bro, just listen to the commentators on lottery night. And you've got this guy, Jaylen Duren. He's such a great guy. A city that has been down for the last couple of decades, and he said he wants to go there. It helps your image, bro. It helps you to say stuff like that. I'm not trying to take it away from him. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's really what he wanted, because he was saying things like it's nothing to do here. Why would you say that if you want to come here?
He was salty after that. Like,
then that's you know what?
War at that point.
That's another thing though. Like, I don't want that. Like, you gonna be salty because I took a better player?
We can't get mad about him saying something like that when it's wartime. When you heard somebody like Amon-Ra St. Brown tell you how much he didn't want to be here either.
That's true.
These athletes, none of them truly want to come here. Rasheed Wallace at first didn't want to come here.
Right.
They don't want to come here. So I ain't gonna knock him.
That's facts.
From nobody else. Some people use a trade clause not to come here.
Not to come here. Right. Right.
So I ain't gonna take it away from him. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he got game.
He definitely has game. Yeah.
He was cooking him.
Yeah, he was all night.
He's cooking him all night.
You can't guard him.
Had a dunk. You know,
he can't figure him out, bro. Offensively,
no,
he can't figure out how to guard him. It's funny to watch it. It's almost like he thinks he has them, and then he gives you something different. It's funny to see it, bro. But yeah, I mean, he got his dunk. Fine. I really wish the Pistons would have won that game, because now it's like it adds insult to injury when you also don't win the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. From a fan's perspective, who's just scrolling. They see the dunk and they see the score. That's it. You know what I mean? So like, they dominated. He dominated him. That's the thought process. So it's just like, come on, y'all got to get that dub. Come on, Tobias, you gotta hit them free throws, bro. Like you, but that's another story. But go ahead.
God, dog, Tobias.
Look, let's get back to Ausar for a minute, real quick.
All right, God, dog.
And I want to know, guys, too, what is your ideal starting lineup now? He's not going to be back like tomorrow, right? He's not even playing tomorrow. It may be, I would say a week or two until he comes back slowly off the bench. But what is you guys' ideal starting five at this point? Let me know in the comments. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling about what the starting five should be at this point. And then also, if you want to do second unit, you can do that too. But yeah, bro, like, what are your thoughts on where the Pistons should go as far as when he's healthy and ready to go with that starting lineup?
I think you keep the starting lineup is the same as it is.
Okay.
I think we keep it the same as it is. I think what you do with Ausar is you stagger him. You know what I'm saying? You bring him in, one of the first guys off the bench, of course, like he was before at one point. And you can throw him in there with some of the starters, and ease into your bench with Ausar out there and allow him to, do some playmaking and stuff like that. But I don't think he's going to knock one of the other starters out.
Okay. I kind of went a different direction. And I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon because of how well THJ is playing right now. He's in a rhythm right now. His confidence is there. He's understanding when it's his turn, right? So I like that. Especially early this season, bro, and he battles on defense. I'm not taking that away from him at all. But he's 6'5", and a lot of times at that 3 spot, he's overmatched, like the Tatums of the world, like those kind of guys. He tries, but those guys are just too big. So that's eventually why I would like to see Ausar in that 3 spot. Cade, Ivey, Hardaway. Oh, you just going through them? I would like to see Ausar in that 3 spot with Tobias and Jaylen Duren at the 5, because you still have shooting in Cade. You have shooting in Jaden, who's proving and continuing to prove that he can shoot the 3 ball. And you have Tobias, who hopefully will get it together. And then, I think Ausar's not going to shoot 15% from 3 this year. You know what I mean? Especially I don't believe that. I think he's maybe close to 30%, maybe even at 30%. Easy. And so I think because of that, he's not a liability on defense from the 3-point line. So that's kind of why I would like it. And just setting the tone. I always talk about setting the tone. He's a set the tone kind of player defensively, where it's like, all right. You know what I mean? The Jamal Murrays of the world who he can guard are going to have a tough night because he's going to be all over him. He's setting the tone kind of the way Isaiah Stewart does, right? But that's why I see him eventually in that starting 5, maybe like post All-Star break, just because of what he can do on both ends. And we talked about earlier, easy buckets. He can create so many easy buckets. And one thing the Pistons have struggled with is getting off to good starts. How many times this season have we seen them 3 minutes into the game? Boop,
right.
And then they come out and they get into the game.
Right.
Ausar's presence out there is going to help with that, as far as just getting off to a good start. So I hear what you're saying too, though, as far as the starting 5 as of right now. It's actually working, except for him, the lack of size. But I eventually I think by the end of the season, Ausar is starting in that 3 spot.
Yeah, I can definitely get with that. Like I said, I just think we're going to see a much improved Ausar.
Yeah.
Just working on that jump. Let's just take a second and look at the form of this jump shot real quick.
Yes. To watch, bro.
Yeah.
That is a thing of beauty to watch. And guess who's standing right there, still coaching them after a make? Fred Vincent. Yeah. Beautiful. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like I said, when you just the clips from me just watching overall today. I mean, the elbows and the form is right. You know what I'm saying? So
that's used to be out.
Right. That's gonna help him knock down a lot of more shots, man. Like I said, the sky's the limit for Ausar. If he can develop that jump shot consistently, where they can find him in the corner or wherever it may be, that changes everything for him.
Mm-hmm.
Already he's a slasher. You can cut to the rim in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And he can do everything else.
Yep.
Yeah, he literally would be. He can do everything else. You know what I'm saying? So, dribbling and shot making was the two things that I had tasked for him.
Yeah,
that'll be big time. That'll be huge.
Yeah, and he can be a secondary playmaker as well. He's sneaky too, kind of like how Ron is sneaky with his handle. Ausar's kind of sneaky with his playmaking. They got Amon over there playing point at times for Houston. We saw it, last game. So. Yeah, man. I think this just makes us very versatile. Very, very versatile basketball team. You think about the Pistons squad, even though they were more so kind of pigeonholed in their positions, you really didn't know whose night it was going to be. Right. It could be anybody. It can even be Ben sometimes. So I think this team can kind of be like that, where depending on the day, it can be anybody's night. And I love that. JG could go for 20 and 20. You know what I mean? Tobias can have a 30 ball one of these days. Ausar could have, you know what I mean? Like, I could just see that. So the unpredictability of this team, having guys who can do multiple things, just makes it so much scarier for this team's future, in a good way, as far as what I see for this team going forward.
Yeah, man. So, Ausar's back. That's all fine and dandy. That's beautiful news. That we've been waiting for that all season.
Yeah.
But we've been waiting for Klintman too, bro. What is happening with Klintman, man? So I was hoping to get something today. Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I was hoping to get something, like even if it was just a little side, just a little detail. Since you guys brought us this great news, what else you got for us? You know what I mean? I don't know. I've never had a right or a calf contusion before. I've talked to a few different people. And they said, depending on the severity, it could be a few weeks or a few months. So I don't know. It's very vague. But that was last week. We were talking about that. Like, we're just anxious to see him on the court, bro. Like, I'm just waiting on him. I just can't wait for us to be whole. I can't wait for us to be whole. Because like you said, when he comes back, now that Ausar's coming back, it's already starting to get a little crowded. Like, roles are going to have to start being defined at some point. And it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out.
Man, Klintman he has the contusion of contusions right now. Like, this dude is like, when I see him, he just I don't even really see clips of him out there working. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, who kicked him? I want to know something. Tell me something, bro. Because we're looking for him just as much as we was looking for Ausar.
Yeah.
We want him to be able to and get out there and play, man, and whatever it is. But I guess we just got to continue to be patient. And, when that time comes, man, I just know we're going to take advantage of it. And I got some real high hopes for Klintman, man.
Yeah, I do too.
A specific skill set with that size and length and IQ that I think the Pistons really can use.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It's just so strange, man. It's just we're not hearing anything about it. So, Marcus, you say Ron Holland took Ausar. I don't think so. I think there's definitely a way. We talked about it earlier, King. King, you mentioned that you feel like Ron Holland basically took Fontecchio's minutes, not Ausar's minutes.
Fontecchio ain't giving us nothing. He just ain't giving us nothing right now, man. Like I said, it's going to be hard to sit Ron Holland down for Fontecchio when he's playing better than Fontecchio.
As a rookie.
Yeah. And with Ausar back, you're not going to sit Ausar on the bench at the end of the bench. So
no.
I mean,
no.
Fontecchio's the guy. He's the guy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think we would still have enough shooting. Even if we do put Holland in that spot or someone else in that spot. So yeah, man. This is a good question. I want to ask you this too. How do you feel about Sass, bro? Because go ahead.
The only way Sass move, obviously, is a part of a package with somebody else because, he's not no value by itself right now. I just don't see how he can get back on the court right now. I just don't. With the rotation that they got right now, it looked like Bickerstaff is comfortable with their rotation with the guards. It's a long way uphill for him. So,
yeah.
if they decide to move him at the deadline, package it up with somebody else, then to me that makes a lot of sense because with Ausar and if Klintman does come back, somebody has to move.
Right.
At the end of the day, somebody has to move. So
yeah,
something to keep an eye on right now. But right now, just hopefully Sasser continues to work, man, and increase himself because you never know when injuries may happen. He may be able to touch the floor
right.
based off an injury or something like that. Hopefully not the case, but yeah, just got to keep working.
Yeah. Devin, I'm with you, bro. King, we talk about it all the time. If he's not knocking down shots, kind of like who cares right now? You know what I'm saying? But now he is. He's starting to heat up a little bit these last couple games.
Right.
I think the first 7 or 8 games he only made 1, and then after that he just kind of started catching a rhythm. So he's only going to get better and better. And like you said, bro, he's not afraid to take him either. You don't see him if he misses one, because a lot of times if you miss an open shot, if you get another one on the next possession, you're looking to pass it. A lot of guys, he's pulling again. So right. I like that he's not even thinking about it. He has the confidence that most rookies don't have. You know what I mean? Coming out of college like that, or coming out of G League Ignite. So I'm really excited to see where he. Man, he's just. I think he's gonna have a great progression, man, throughout the season. Where you see month over month over month, he's just getting better and better and better. He kind of has that learning curve to him already. I'm just watching him defensively, and he's already picking up things and learning from things from previous games. So he's gonna be really good, man. He's gonna be really good.
Yeah, man. That's to me. That's dribbling and shooting the same. It's just like it's like talking about the same person. It really is. With the Ausar, said the same thing. Shooting, ball handling. Those are the 2 things that take him to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's just for both of them, for the opportunities out there on defense. Of course, they're going to get on the court, but if they can change any of those aspects of shooting and dribbling, it's otherworldly for them.
I just think about that team that was talking about how they would put, their second and third string guys in to get 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
No offense.
Yeah.
I would love to put Ausar and Ron on those 2 guys. I would love to put Ausar and Ron on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
They gonna cry.
And let's dance.
They gonna cry.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, you keep those guys together. That's why. You can't have enough of those guys. Go ahead.
And that's why I'm so excited to get an opportunity to see them 2 together, because it's just a big version of Mike James, Lazy Hunter. That's what we did to people.
Yes.
We put them in to absolutely destroy backcourts, man, defensively. And I think that's the type of assignment that those 2 are going to get in situational basketball.
Yeah. I agree, bro. I agree, man. Somebody asked a question. What would y'all think going forward, what we need on the team? Another power forward or not? I would say, it's hard to say because I think we kind of have guys who can play the 4 now. We have Paul Reed, we have Tobias. You can put Ron Holland at the 4 if you need to. We've seen Ausar play some 4. And Ausar's gotten noticeably bigger. I don't know if you noticed that. He's definitely put on some weight, some muscle for sure. So it's almost like they're gearing him up to play multiple positions, even more so this season. Moving to the 4 maybe more often this season. So yeah, man, it's gonna be fun to watch, man. It's the possibilities are endless with this team at this point. What do you think?
I mean, for me, I want another big. I want another big on the team, like an actual big, bro.
You want to not a forward center. You want a center.
I want a center, another center.
Yeah.
So when Duren goes down against certain, and this is for certain matchups. I know Stu has been playing well in certain games, but for certain matchups, he's outmatched. So I just want another real legit big to have in there for when Duren gets in foul trouble.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Because there are some nights because Stu makes us forget that he's 6'8". You know what I mean? He makes us forget sometimes that he's only 6'8" because of how big he plays. but he's still 6'8". So when you have guys out there who are bigger, it's tough. So to your point, JD is a legit 6'10", 6'11". It's a little bit different. So I'm with you, bro. I think just having another defensive anchor that we can just throw in to try to, put some stops together, something like that, will be good for this team because we don't have that right now. So maybe, that's a good call. That's a good call. And the guys we talked about, could be, I don't want to talk about it like it's happening, but we already know who could be in the mix as far as for a move or something like that. So, yeah. Are we really, though? The smallest team? I don't know about that. I don't think
we're the smallest team, but we're small. Yeah. Like I said, teams got multiple bigs right now.
That's true.
We got one.
Yeah.
We got one legit big on this team. One person that's over 6'10" on this team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're on the smaller side. I don't think we're the smallest, but we're on the smaller side.
Right. I would agree. I agree right now that Stu is a better defender. I just think sometimes you can't teach height.
He gives more effort.
But in certain games, when JD is playing, having to guard a guy who also isn't polished offensively, but he's long and big enough to be disruptive.
Yeah.
Even though Stu is a better defender, pound for pound, he's not as big. So those guys are able to take advantage. And that's kind of the difference, I think, right now. If we can get JD to get to that point of where Stu is when it comes to I would just say defensive IQ and mechanics and effort, he'd be an all-star. He'd be an all-NBA player.
Give me Stu's heart and put it in Duren.
In his brain and put it in
Duren's body and put it on Stu.
Stu, exactly.
Have a perfect man duo.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, bro. Yeah, man. So, but once again, I have all the faith in the world in Jaylen Duren. I'm not even really worried. I'm irritated because it's like, come on, bro. But I'm not concerned. No,
not at all. Like I said, man, we're not down in either one of our guys. Stu playing his
absolutely not. Yeah, bro.
What? Playing his butt off, man.
Man, let's talk about it for a minute. Let's just talk about Stu for a minute, man. I mean, he does so many little things, bro. And that sounds so cliche, but watching him, you just see. Remember that three Tobias hit from the corner, the one he hit from the corner last game? That was an offensive rebound. Tap out. Stu.
Yeah.
He does that. Like, because Jaylen took the three, falling out of bounds, and Stu was able to. So it's just like, he does so many things like that every single game that a lot of people only see the end result.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But those tap outs, those creating, fouls. Basically, like, how many times did we see Ben Wallace, right, when he was playing? You see Chauncey or Rip go for a shot, and it would miss. And you see Ben and somebody else on the opposing team going up for a rebound. And all you hear is, stay right here.
Yep.
You're seeing Stu starting to do that now. That doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
No.
It doesn't say defensive foul equals an offensive rebound. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just a defensive foul that created another possession. That's the epitome of Isaiah Stewart. He does all those little things, bro, every single game. He's the most, in my opinion, consistent player on our team. He's not the most talented. He's not the best, right? Not the most explosive, but you can't tell from night to night. You don't see these lulls, these drops. He may get into foul trouble. He may, sometimes go over the top as far as, he may get a tech, but his effort is the same every single night, bro. He's the most consistent player. So, yeah, I'm not down to him at all, bro. He's one of my favorite players in the team, if I'm being honest with you. And that's why, because he embodies Detroit basketball, straight up. He just does.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel bad for him at times, man, because I feel like in a better situation with Stu out there, if he has somebody out there to match his energy with him at times, it helps him out a lot, because when you look at Stu, he's laboring all the time because he's not only running up the court, but on the offensive end, he has to work too, because get the ball in the post and get it over these big dudes.
Right, get it right.
A lot of work, you know what I'm saying? And then you go down on the other end and give 100% against the big guy when they lean in and put their weight down on you. So, a lot of respect for Stu, man. But, I would like to see the Pistons get someone who can match that energy.
I agree. What's up, Doug? I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, every time we get a win, I'm going to do that Detroit basketball thing because y'all asked for it. We'll get to Ausar in a second because his rebounding is tough, bro. There were nights when, this was last season, when JD was out. He was out for a period of time, extended period of time. He was injured. There were nights when we would go to games and the front court would be him and Bogdanovich as a center. Like, huh? Come on, bro. It was so many times I would see Stu pretty much in the paint battling for the defensive rebound by himself with two bigs.
Yeah.
And you remember that? And he'd be right there, but he'd be getting sandwiched because it's two bigs there. So it was the Pacers again, Siakam and Miles Turner, and Bojan was on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? Like he just wasn't there. So it's just, and you would see Stu just, a tap in by them. He's like, where my help at? He would just be so frustrated. So like, but his effort was still the same. You know what I'm saying? Even in that situation where you have an undersized defensive liability as your front court mate, and you're undersized, and he's still giving you the same effort. Like, that's why I love that dude, bro. It doesn't matter to him. He doesn't check out because you're probably gonna lose this one. No, we're gonna get this one and be on ESPN tomorrow talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna respect us either way, whether we lose or win. They gonna respect us. That's him. That's Detroit basketball. Like, regardless of what's going on, when you step between these lines, you know what you're going to get from him every single night, and so do they.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You absolutely right. He loves the smoke.
He loves
the smoke, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I love that about him. But like I said, man, with him playing currently in the situation that he's winded a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a lot of energy out of him, and we expect him to jump up and throw down alley-oops, and so it's unrealistic right now for us to expect them to be.
Right.
It's easy for us to sit on the couch and say he should do this, and that.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure.
Ausar brings another dimension too.
Let's talk about it.
That we're getting into is the rebounding, right? You got Cade who grabs hella rebounds as a guard. You got now Ausar who grabs hella rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Tobias has been active on the rebounding tip, which is surprising. Which is kind of surprising.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So Duren, we know when Duren can stay in the game for more than 2 minutes, he's a rebounding machine.
Yeah.
So that alone helps you as a basketball team a lot when you and you're trying to win basketball games, man. Offensive rebounds are even more important, but rebounding the basketball in general helps you out a lot as a team. So adding Ausar is, that's also a plus.
You just brought up a good point.
Yeah.
You just brought up a great point, bro. So that's what you just said was profound, because I've talked about that before as well, as far as with Tobias and why I think his offense is suffering. He had 14 rebounds a few games back. Led the team. He's had multiple double-digit rebounding games.
Yeah. As
a power forward, he either understands the challenge or has been told to take on the challenge of being a front court player.
Right.
He's not a perimeter player, an interior player defensively, which is why you see him sticking his nose in and getting strips on guys all the time. Now, he's committing more to that end. And I think that is affecting his offense. We see a lot of shots coming up short.
Right.
So I think Ausar is important even more so for that reason that you just mentioned. We talked about JD and running, just sprinting, and how Ausar is going to help him benefit from that. Easy possessions. Now you're mentioning how Ausar in this case can help Tobias Harris because of how great of a rebounder he is. So now Tobias may not have to get on the boards as much because he knows Ausar is going to be there as well, which means he can kind of focus a little bit more on his offense. Not too much because we still need the defense. But having Ausar there again, so you just see how much of a connector Ausar Thompson is.
Yeah.
And how so many players are affected positively just by him being on the court.
Yeah. That's what he brings. That's what Troy Weaver drafted him to be, is a guy that glues and brings everything together, man. And, we definitely need that right now. So to have him come back right now while we're in the stretch where we are pulling out some wins in some of these games, that's big time for the Pistons, because it's going to give them a boost of confidence and it can help them go on even longer run if they get the proper crack at the schedule. So
yeah,
like I said, we got play-in things coming, so it's going to be important to have him back right now.
Yep.
Real important.
Yep. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to just seeing, because like in years past we've struggled to get easy buckets. So it's up until I would say last year, before, it was always tough. It was always tough. Last year was really tough, just getting easy buckets. But just having so many versatile guys, man, who committed to the defensive end, it's going to be a lot of highlight plays coming up this season, and I'm looking forward to all of it. Let's talk about one more thing, bro. Let's get to our backcourt that can't play together. Let's just talk about that for a minute, man. Let's talk about how important it was to have Beasley starting, because that's the more conventional fit as shooting guard to give Cade space.
Right.
But guess who's leading the team in 3-point percentage?
Oh, is it Cade Ivey?
Cade and Ivey, ladies and gentlemen.
How did I ever know?
You know what I'm saying? Bro, I am so excited about what I've seen from these two, bro. It's what I'm not even trying to gloat, bro. It's what I think we both saw this coming a mile away. As far as, because they're both versatile players. And I don't know why everybody thought that Jaylen wasn't a good shooter. If you look at the quality of his shots from years past, especially last year, 3 seconds left on the clock, broken play, dribble, step back three. Nobody's going to shoot 40% doing that unless you're Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? So now he's catching them in rhythm, right? Because we have more shooting on the floor, so you can't double up. You can't load up anymore like you used to be able to do. And he's knocking them down like at a healthy clip.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, he to me has the highest ceiling on his team right now as far as his measurables and his raw ability. He has the highest ceiling. Superstar potential. And I've said it from jump. And now that, just like Cade, now that they're in better situations, because think about it, you and I could always see, and most like fans could see, that despite the bad situation, you could still see through that, peel that back, and still see how good of a player Cade is. Mm-hmm. It seemed like people had a hard time doing that with J.I., and I don't know why. For me, it was so easy to see it. Like, peel it back, y'all. Just peel it back. You can't see that. You know what I'm saying? So, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it was style of play? Do you think it was like, what do you think? Because I don't understand why people couldn't see that with J.I. the way they could with Cade, and that's like not taking nothing from Cade, because Cade is that dude.
It ain't people that. It's not that people didn't see it. It's people didn't want to see it.
Okay.
One thing, especially with this fan base, they love to find something to blame, right? You know what I'm saying? There was a time where people was talking about trade Ivy, bro. And
yeah, Ivy,
absolutely crazy.
Stu, and two or three firsts for D-Book.
Yep.
Shout out to D-Book, by the way. But go ahead.
Completely turned their backs on Ivy. Even after you knew that this man was in prison. You know what I'm saying? When you knew this man, you know the situation, and you still asking for this player to be traded. Which is absolutely crazy to me.
Yeah.
But every curse has a blessing in it. And by him being in that situation with Monty Williams, look at him now. Look at him now. He's playing with even more hunger. He's taking, absolute control of opportunities out there.
Yeah, man.
He's showing everything that he can do out there. Like I mentioned, one of the highlights for me the other night, he had, 20-something points in one of his previous games, but he had 3 blocks.
Right.
That's one thing that since the day he was drafted here, I said, man, on the defensive end, I know you can get more out of him.
Yep.
I know that he can use his same athleticism he used to dunk on somebody's head.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing right now, man.
Yeah, bro.
Complete Ivy. And it's just beautiful, bro. It's beautiful watching them go.
Bro, he could have played corner.
Yeah.
Like he's built to play D, bro. He's built to be a great defender. You watch him guard different kind of. He can guard different kind of guards too. I saw him. He did a good job on Trey. He's able to get back in front when Trey tries to get you on his hip. Some guys can get back in front, right? It's a very small amount, but some guys can get back in front, and he's one of those guys. He's fast enough. And watching last game, every time J.I. would strap up to guard Jalen Green, let me get this pick. Did you notice that?
Right.
Jalen Green couldn't do nothing with Jaden because they're both about 6'4", and Jaden's stronger, but he's not lacking for speed. So I was watching that matchup, and every time that Jalen came down and Jaden was strapping up to guard him, we get this screen. So that was fun to watch. So he can guard different. He's a versatile defender, and he's still scratching the surface of what he could be. So it's gonna be fun, man. My son said it's. Hey, shots fired! Woo! How old is your son, Kenyatta? Let me know how old your son is. That's hilarious, though.
Cleveland.
Thank God I'm not his age. No, I'm just playing. Morgan Freeman is a goat. That's funny though. That's funny. I'm trying to think of a Morgan Freeman movie. Lean on me when you're not strong. All right.
Smoking crack, ain't you, boy?
There you go. Oh man, we having too much fun. Yeah, bro. So yeah, I'm excited about that duo, the two of them together, man. And they're finally getting an extended, consistent stint of playing time together. You know what I'm saying? It was always they play a few games here and somebody gets hurt or this happens and that happens or somebody gets benched. So now nobody has any question about who the backcourt is at this point. Like you said, he's JB's very, very comfortable with his rotation. So yeah, let them boys go. And he's letting them go. And they're making mistakes along the way, of course, right? But you're seeing definitely more good than bad. And I think these two can be better at their peak than D. Mitch and Darius Garland because of their size. I think their size as a backcourt can make them one of the best backcourts in the league, easily.
Yeah, I was just reading this comment here, man. Listen, I mean, we paid Cade already. Listen, these two, they're going to be around. They're going to be around. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect neither one of them to go anywhere. I think just based off what I've seen so far this season, I think we got a pretty good season ahead of us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you look at some of these games we're talking about, we losing by not boxing out and guys tipping in the basketball or missing free throws or, listen, you're teetering at the top right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we'll be just fine. I think Ivy and Cade will continue to show why they were drafted. Of course, Cade is going to be an all-star this year. I truly do believe that.
Yep.
And Ivy's going to be one of the most improved candidates.
Yep.
So to break that up as a franchise, you will be an idiot to do that.
And we say it all the time, bro. Whenever we have been successful in contention, whatever you want to call it as a franchise, whatever we always had, all-star level backcourt. It's just what it is, man. That's just how it is. And defense first. It's always been defense first. So I see part 3 in our future for sure. What did that say? Is that Shaq shoe on?
Y'all just be observing my background.
Yeah, bro. What you expect? What you expect, man? All that memorabilia you got behind you, bro.
It's a Lions boot. It's a Lions boot, man. That's all it is.
That's a size 24 Lions boot.
No, it's a size 12. What is happening, bro? They all sneaking in the background, like, what do you got back there? Like, get up the background.
That's why I got this.
Man, they coming for me today. That's all right.
Man, no, but actually that's a dope backdrop though, for real. I see your Detroit Tiger stuff there too. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And that's been there, y'all. Ain't no bandwagon. That's been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and Devin, exactly. It's a great point too. The backcourt that staggers too.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because it seems like K usually comes out at the 5 or 4 minute mark, usually in that first quarter. And for the rest of the quarter, J.I. is running the show.
Right.
So I just love that. I love that, how they stagger them. And they both have shooters on the court, too. They both have shooters on the court, whether it's THJ, whether it's Bees, whether it's Tech for the moment. You know, they always have shooters at spaces on the floor, so they can still do what they do best.
Right.
No, man, shoot your question, bro.
Yeah, shoot your question.
So yeah, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, they skill sets it just match, and with Ivy knocking down shots now, it just take it to the next level. It just take it to the next level because now Cade can toss him the ball at the 3-point line and he can knock down that shot. So it changes everything. It's just not. It's not finesse and attack no more. It's like we have two Swiss Army knives.
Yep.
And that's unique. Very unique.
Very. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, bro. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about because I'm still learning about how this in-season tournament works. There's group play and then there's tournament play. And group play starts tomorrow night against the Miami Heat. And I think, as crazy as it may sound, bro, I think the Pistons have a chance to win out in their group to get to the tournament. I think there's 8 spots for the quarterfinals. There's 6 different groups, and so the winner goes from each group and 2 wild cards. And the Pistons group, man, looks pretty. There's 4 more teams. So there's the Bucks, the Pacers, the Heat, and the Raptors. Bucks are terrible. Pacers are beatable. Heat are beatable, like we'll see tomorrow. I'm calling it a dub.
Right.
And the Raptors are definitely beatable. So they can definitely get into that tournament for sure. I think that's something they can shoot for as a young team, have a goal to shoot for, kind of surprise everybody and show who they are. This is a good opportunity on the big stage. Right. So I'm looking forward to that. Just wanted to throw that out there too as an aside. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just want to address this question real quick.
Let's do it.
So that's not something we can currently do right now, simply because we can't just toss the ball into Duren and just watch him work. He's not at that point.
Not yet.
So, until that happens, then we continue to play the way that we play. More pick and roll, pick and pop situations.
Yeah.
And just spacing the floor. That's just where we are right now.
Yep.
But, if he continues to improve, work on this game down there in the paint, that could change. You can throw the ball down there and say, hey, go get us one or find somebody open.
Yeah. And like we say, bro, like I always say, man, he's so athletically gifted and strong down there in that paint that he doesn't even have plays drawn up for him. You know what I'm saying? When you got your guards looking for you the way they're going to be looking, and with him setting screens much better now, he's going to have looks, easy buckets, like regardless of who's taking the shot. So, yeah, as long as he works on the defensive end, his offense is going to come easy. And then you can slowly build out from there. But it has to start with the defensive nature first, defensive instincts first. Once he gets to that, once that becomes habitual, and consistently, then I think it will make more sense for him to look for his offense because he's going to get offense either way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I'm really excited. Hopefully we find out some news soon as far as when Ausar will actually be on the floor. I would imagine a week or 2. And I would imagine him, off the bench, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes his first game just to get his feet wet, something like that. Because it's going to take time. I want to say this too. I want to caution everybody when it comes to Ausar. He hasn't played an NBA game in 8 months. Since March. So even though he's going to be impactful when he's full tilt, he's not going to be full tilt in his first game, his first week or month. He's going to make mistakes. He's got to get his conditioning back. He's got to get his timing back. All those different things have to come back. He has to become acclimated with his new teammates. He's 10 games behind on that, right? So just to give him time, give him grace when it comes to your expectation from him when he first comes back. Because he's going to do things just because of his natural ability offensively that are good for us or defensively that are good for us. But just give him time to get acclimated up to speed to see the version of him that you saw last season before he had to go out. I just want to say that as well. Because it's going to take him a little time to get back to where we remember him being before he went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's all I got. What y'all got? Y'all got anything else for us in the comments? Pressure. I thought about this. This would be the last one we get to, and we'll call it. But it's funny you say that because I think Cade was at a Tigers game. He was at a Tigers game, and he talked about how the energy there really motivated him to want to bring that to LCA. So they're definitely paying attention. I wouldn't say putting pressure, but I think it's just a motivating thing. It's a motivating factor to want to be in the mix, to want to have that same excitement surrounding your team the way it does other teams, right? So I think if anything, it's more of a motivation. But to see your football stars at Pistons games, that's what you want to see, man. That's showing unity as just a city of sports. Detroit sports, just showing love and support to each other. So I thought that was dope. I thought that was really dope. And everybody seems to be leaning in as far as with the support. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that part of it. And I think they are going to be motivated to kind of join the train, so to speak, that the Lions and Tigers are kind of riding on right now.
Yeah. Once the Lions win the Super Bowl, it's going to be nuts.
Which is going to happen, bro. I'm convinced. After the night, not to get too deep on that, but after last night, I'm convinced, bro, they can win any kind of way. They can win any kind of way. If one phase of the game is terrible, all right, the other two will pick it up. If two phases of the game are bad, we got you. We'll pick both of y'all up. So, man, yeah, ridiculous. Aaron Glenn for president. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, should be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun, man.
I think we hit everything. You got anything else, Deuce?
That's it, man. I'm just pay attention to this group play. That's all I'll say as far as the in-season tournament. Pay attention to these group play games. The Pistons play the first one tomorrow night against the Heat. And like I said, the teams in their group, there's one winner of each group of 5 teams, and there's 8 spots. So there's 6 groups, so that's 6 spots plus 2 wild cards. So the Pistons have the Bucks, Pacers, Heat, and Raptors in their group. All those teams are beatable, man.
Yeah.
Beatable teams. So I think that's something that they may be kind of shooting for. I haven't heard anything about it. I'm just thinking that could be something that they could really have a lot of motivation for, is trying to, just make some noise in that tournament.
Right. Yeah.
But that's all I got.
All right, man. So, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing. Devin, we talked about this earlier. He did want to get to this. So he made a good point. I believe the Pistons' defensive rating last season was 118, and now it's at 111. So it's better. But when the star comes back, I expect that to go down even further. Yeah. A lot further. Just because of how disruptive he is defensively. Yeah. So good. Shout out to you, Devin. You mentioned that earlier. I wanted to shout you out for that because that was a great stat. And that's going to be an updated stat pretty soon once we see Ausar integrated back into the starting 5 or even just in the rotation. So, yeah. That's all I got, man.
All right, man. So, like I said, another great topic, another great show. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming in here and kicking it with us and talking about our Detroit Pistons, who we absolutely love. It's just as much as any other team in the D.
Yeah. Yep.
But like Deuce was saying, man, let's just make sure we pay attention to this tournament situation. And get ready for Ausar to come back and cheer him on like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a little rough and a little Riggett coming back, after not playing since March, but I think his teammates will take care of him. I think Bickerstaff will put him in the right position to be successful out there, man.
There you go. And that's what it comes down to.
So yeah, it's on site, Kenyatta. I just want to say that before we get out of here.
Right. Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. Boy, who's she talking about, though? Was that you or me? Was that you?
It's me, man, because I'm
the
talking about right now. Look, I'm tired.
White voice?
Okay, I'm tired. All right, I've been up since 5:30 this morning. Leave me alone, man.
Oh, man. I should call you out for your Ausar Thompson, but I ain't going to do that.
Listen. And for the guy that kept saying, I don't say Duran, I say Duren every single time. Duren.
You say Duren. You don't say Duran. You say Duren.
Duren.
It's Duren.
It's
Duren. Like in the dictionary when it's like the apostrophe and then it's like DU apostrophe REN. Duren, not Duren.
It's Duren.
There you go. Is I thought you said Duren. I ain't gonna lie. I thought you said Duren, not Duran.
Duren.
But there you go.
Yeah. So since I got my speech and etiquette together, yeah, man. Like I said, just keep looking for us, man. We're gonna keep giving you guys these episodes. Whenever there's breaking news, we'll try to get a stream to you guys as soon as we can. So keep your eyes open, and we'll see you guys next show, man.
And we appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. This is always a good time getting able to talk Pistons basketball with y'all. So, yeah, King, on that note, we call it in Detroit versus everybody. To everybody out there.
Peace.
Peace.